click, click, click. There's no nails on. Ignore that. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are not, welcome back. Hugs. Would you kiss? Would you kiss? Y'all, oh my gosh. Impromptu video because I just got back from the gym. Okay, babes. And I had an Alani. And I'm a little hyped up, but I got something on my mind that I want to say. So I had to come through. You know, mother had to mother. Okay. As always, if you guys would like to book with me, www.lawofasssumptionprincess.com. All right. If there is any point in time where you can't book with me, it's because my slots are filled. It is because my slots are filled. So just be patient, continue to check the site, and make sure you read the disclaimer because it will always answer a majority of the questions that you have. Thank you. Love you. Okay, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Should we get into it? We should get into it. I think we should get into it. Let's talk about it. I think we should talk about it. Let's talk about it. I had an extremely pleasant workout. It was just elite. It was elite. Anyway, y'all, team meeting right now. Let's talk about this. Let's get into it. For real. Okay, so I know that in this community, right, people can get very hyper fixated on movement. Okay, we all want movement. It's not a crime to want to experience some type of forward movement while practicing the law. You know, essentially that is the whole point, is to experience movement, right, in some form. But here, okay, is where I feel like we need to make a emphasis, all right? Because what happens is y'all will get so fixated on movement, physical movement in the 3D, that you're not even realizing the most important form of movement is the perspective shift, is the internal dialogue. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Because you cannot have movement out here take place without the channel changing in here first. The perspective shifts, and that is what causes the external shift, right? So, okay, I'll give you like an example. I think I've used this example in a video before, right? If I'm someone who has been actively applying the law, let's say I went out to Sam's Club. I'm going to Sam's Club and I'm going shopping today, right? And I lose $50 while I'm in the parking lot, okay? Now, in that moment, I have two options. I have two options to choose from, two states to stand in and choose, right? I could take the road that is more commonly traveled by, which is hitting victim state. Oh, see, it's not working. Things like this always happen to me. Why did I lose $50? What? You know, pity, woe is me, everything sucks, all that bullshit, right? Or I could take a different stance and say, you know what? This wasn't my favorite experience. Okay, but as a person who is now living my life in a different narrative, in a different story, I understand that money is easily replaceable. And you know what? As the God of my reality, I'm going to decide that because I lost that $50, that $50 is going to come to me tenfold. And I'm going to stand in that knowing. And I'm going to continue to go about my day, enjoy my shopping trip, and be that girl. And be that bitch that has it all. Because I don't have time. When you make choice number 2, that is a form of movement. Okay? Because your perception of your reality is your reality. Your perception of your reality is reflective of movement, because everything is consciousness. Everything is awareness. Everything is you. So if you're still standing from that old point of view, when it comes to your reality, that things happen to you, that you're a victim, that nothing good can come from this, that, oh, it still looks the same out here. The shift hasn't really taken place yet. I'm just being 100% honest with you. I told y'all we go to the 2024 and I'm being real with you so that you can dismantle a lot of this old programming that does not benefit you anymore. And you can go into 2024 being secure and knowing that you're that bitch, you're that person that gets what they want. And the circumstances genuinely have no say. The circumstances are so fucking irrelevant. And I'm telling y'all, when y'all really get to the point where you can fully accept this fact, you will be on a different level when it comes to the law, because the physical reality is the byproduct. The physical reality is not the final say. It is not the God. You are the God. So when you start shifting your perspective of what has taken place in the 3D reality, whether it was the most amazing thing or the not so most amazing thing, the power and the movement really comes from you deciding to stand in a story that benefits you. Because when you look at your life, when you like take a second to reflect and you realize, hold on, wait a second. The perspective that I have been taking is really reflective of the movement that has been going on. It's like, okay, baby, it's giving Ariel. It's giving realization. It's giving realization time, because that's where the magic happens. That is where the magic happens. The physical will follow. I've told y'all 1,000 times before, this whole thing is like a big ass game of Simon Says. Okay? When Simon says something, the other motherfucker does it. Okay? It's no guessing. It's no wondering. It just happens. It's like a shadow. If you move, your shadow's going to move the same way that you move. The shadow is going to move the same way that you move. So, while I understand that y'all want shit to happen in your 3D, it's not going to happen if you don't change the perspective first. Your perspective shift is where the movement happens. Like, genuinely, there have been points in time where I have been, doing the law, and I would think to myself sometimes, oh my God, there has been so much good shit happening to me. Okay. But I was always still in a moment of, looking at what's not there. And then I had to reflect and realize, oh my God, look at everything that has been happening in my life. Look at all these amazing friends that have showed up for me. Look at all these amazing love options that have shown up for me. Look at the way that I look. Look at the way that my beauty has just evolved. Look at the way that my following has, you know what I mean? Being focused on one particular thing that I feel like didn't have movement yet. It took away from the fact that I was doing everything right, that I was doing everything perfect. And I had to look at my life in retrospect and be like, bitch, you're doing this for real. Like, you are eating, you are serving. You have to put your focus on that though. You have to deliberately put your focus on that, because that, again, is movement. That perspective shift is movement. And I don't want you to underestimate it. Like, I want a lot of y'all to get off of this hamster wheel of chasing and seeking and wanting and begging and pleading, because it doesn't benefit you and it doesn't get you anywhere far. Whew, this is one of those videos again where every single video I make, y'all already know is coming from the heart, but dead ass, like, I really just was like, oh, they have to know this. Like, they need to know this. The movement is in the perspective shift. Trust me when I say this. Do you hear me? Is this thing on? Do I have to go back to preacher mode? Do I have to say a sermon? Okay. Do I have to go back to that? That what you need? The perspective shift is the movement. Okay. Don't worry about the 3D. There is nothing you have to do to get the 3D to change. The 3D will change all on its own. All you have to do is change the inner man. Change the inner man. Change the channel to a show that you would actually enjoy watching, and watch the magic happen. This stuff out here is not coming to sabotage you. Remove all that shitty, limiting, negative narrative that you have attached to that. Remove that and replace it with something beneficial. Replace it with something beneficial. Get into the arithmetic of being the new version of you who sees all things as beneficial. Because again, nothing holds meaning outside of the meaning that we assign it. Right? Right. Okay. So I just really want y'all to sit on that. Okay. Sit on that, permeate on that, really think about that, digest that, and get back to me. I know y'all are like, mother, serving, eating, giving. I know. Please apply it. I want you to get your shit. I want you to get your shit. I want you to be that bitch. I want you to get your shit. Hey, I want you to be that bitch. Okay? I want you to be that girl. I want you to be that they, them. I want you to be that man. I want you to be that person. I want you to be whoever the fuck you want to be. A bag of chips and more. All right? And I don't want you underestimating the totality of shifting your perspective, because that is the true movement, and it's the most important movement. It is a vital element. It is like the chemical X, babes. It is like the chemical X of manifestation. Perspective shift. When you change your perspective, you change your entire reality. Please believe me when I say this. Trust me when I say this, okay? I'm gonna end it right here. As always, you already know that if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter at It's Her Universe. If you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you can follow me at TiffriahGrande on both of those. I make all types of content: hair content, skincare content, nails content, fashion content, gym content, everything. Also, I've been using my Law of Assumption Instagram more, so you can follow me at Law of Assumption Princess on Insta. And until next time, you know that I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I'll be switching in positions for you.